Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. एवं प्रियावच श्रुत्वा ज्ञात्वा तत्त्वं महेशितुः त्रैपुरं चिन्मयं हेमलेखावाक्येन निश्चितम् आश्वस्तश्चित्तस्त्रिपुरां गुणरूपां महेश्वरीं ज्ञात्वा गुरुभ्यः परमां माहेश्वरी विभावितः. Hemalekha and Hemachud, these are the two husband and wife. We are talking about their story. We are in the 8th chapter. The wife, the guru, when she told her husband, the disciple, that the one who is managing, creating this whole universe is God, and then the student asked, we have heard about dozens of gods. This is one of the problems with many people. They say, what is this Hinduism? There are so many gods. Look here, there is one God. Look there, another God. So we get so confused. Which God is the real God? So the teacher told that Sa Brahma, Sa Vishnu, Sa Shivaha, Sendraha, Sokshara, Paramaswarat. He is every force. It is something like this. What is electricity? Oh, electricity is light, it is fan, it is TV, it is computer, it is heater, it is fridge. So many things. So what we are cognizing is the manifestation of the reality. But the reality is that which is manifesting differently because of the different equipments to which the reality is expressing. Therefore, when the equipment is that of a creator, it is the same reality is called as Brahma. When the equipment is that of a maintenance department, the same reality is called as Vishnu. Don't climb on my camera. And when the reality is that of dissolution of the world, the same Paramatma is called as Shiva. So Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. And I don't like different gods. Okay, make a what you call a cocktail out of it. Then what is the cocktail? Our Bhagavan Dattatreya. He has got everything in him. So when you look at him, Shiva, look left side. Vishnu, look center. Then Brahma, look this side. So you get everything, 3 in 1. There is but one reality which is expressing differently on account of the differences in the conditionings. After that was told, the ultimate understanding was 3 things yesterday I told you. The truth is with form and with attributes. Saguna Sakar. See, all the gods that we worship, they fall in this category. Saguna Sakar. Then the second one is Saguna Nirakar. With attributes but without form. This with attributes and without form is accepted by the yogis. So, what are the attributes? He is the inner controller. But he doesn't have any form. Antaryami. So, first is Saguna Sakar. Then second is Saguna Nirakar without any form. And third is Nirguna Nirakar. Mayadhyakshena prakritihi sujate sacharacharam he gunanena kaunteya jagad viparivartate. Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter. that it is because of my presence alone everything is happening. I don't do anything. See? Maya tatavidam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina masthani sarvabhutani nachaham teshvavastitaha nachamasthani bhutani pashyame yogamaishwaram bhuta bhrunnacha bhutastaha mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. I, the formless, support all the form. I, the one living in everything and being, is yet beyond all the things and beings. This is my essential nature. So what was the ultimate understanding about the reality is, the truth is with form, with attributes no form, and no attributes and no form. Unless we understand exhaustively from all the standpoints, we will be obsessed. And that obsession must go. See? And these three complete understandings are according to the standpoint with which we are looking at the reality. See? It is something like this, If I sit from here and draw the picture of this tripod, camera stand, I will have a different vision. If Radha does it from there, she will have a different angle. If Swamiji does from this side, he will have a different angle. And if Praveen does from this side, he will have a different angle. And then we exchange our drawings and we have to assess, right or wrong. So anybody's position is different from mine. I say, wrong. It doesn't look like this. But if we go to the teacher who taught us how to draw the drawings, he will look at it. Hey, all of you have done very well, because he is able to understand all standpoints, is it not? Vijanan vidvan bhavate nativadi. The one who is abiding in the reality is never obsessed. Ativadi is obsession. Therefore, the truth is to be recognized as with form, with attributes without form, and without attributes without form. After having told this, then she told her disciple, this is called as the Tripura, Chinmaya. The Tripura, because the one who is governing the three Puras, the three experiences. Three experiences are the waking, dream and deep sleep. Yesterday somebody was asking me a question. Swamiji, when they talk about going to heaven, how much time it takes? I said, heaven means what you have understood? Heaven. Swarga. Swarga lok, mrityu lok, narak lok. Loka is a technical word. See? When we don't understand the words in the right perspective, in what language it is used and what subject is being spoken of. See, the other day I gave you example why Shiva could not understand, Shiva and Parvati could not learn the computer, because Ganesh ji took away the mouse. Now this mouse used by Ganesha and used by our dumbos, softies, the spelling is the same, word is the same, the meaning is different. It is not the same. See, in the same manner, when the word loka is used, loka does not mean a place. See? Now I'll just make you confused. Where is the earth in the waters? Where are the waters in the fire? Where is the fire in the air? Where is the air in the space? Where is the space? This question doesn't come. Everything is in the space. No, but where is the space? Inside. खाली है, empty. Therefore, Loka is a field of experience. Swarga, Naraka and 14 bhuvanas, Bhurva, Swaha, Mahajanaha, Tapaha, Satyam, and Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Patala, Mahatala. These 14 lokas, Chaturdasha bhuvanani, these are the different types of experiences. See? Therefore, here the student was told the truth is pure absolute consciousness governing all the experience. Therefore, Tripura, Chinmaya, it is absolute consciousness, and tam eva ekam anubhavagataha hemachudaha abhavadrudam evam para upasanena veteyuhu kepi masakaha. So having heard this thing, then he went to his acharya and asked, I had to do the upasana. So the acharya will tell you, you should have the asanam. Asanam samarpayami, padyam samarpayami, and we have got shortcuts for everything. See, suvarna pushpartham akshadam samarpayami. Dugdha sharkara khanda akshadam samarpayami. So we do the upasana. And in this manner he did a lot of upasana and he became very much firm in his single pointedness. Now no other thought enters in his mind except the Lord. See, this is called as the Nididhyasan. Nididhyasan does not mean meditation. Nididhyasan means Kamihi nari piyari jimi lobihi priyajimidam. Like for a greedy person, money is a concern 24/7. It's not only during office hours I take corruption, afterwards I don't. It is 24/7, all the time thinking about money, money, money. In the same manner, Nididhyasan means we are reminded of the truth in and through every experience of our life. Then that experience becomes our guru. But if we do not become aware and alert about this thing, we lead a mechanical life. So this Hemachuda, this student, he became firmly established in this, and then Kepi Masakaha, and thus he spent few months. And then what happened? Tripura Parameshani Prasadam Akarod Hrudi Vishayad Vimukham Chittam Vichara Paramam Babho. Now this is the most important thing. Tripura Parameshani Prasadam Akarod Hrudi. Then this Tripura Devi whom he was worshipping, she showered her grace in the heart of this seeker. See, the grace of the God is understood by different people in different ways. See, a person who is not getting married, rather not able to get married, for him what will be the grace of the God? Finding out some Dumbo or Dumby. And by God's grace, I found out one Dumbo. For him, God's grace is finding a partner. If somebody doesn't have the children, God's grace is getting triplets, like Shrek. Shrek had 3 children at a time. See? If somebody doesn't have a job, what is the God's grace? God's grace is getting a job. If somebody has a job, what is the God's grace? No laying off. So that grace of the God is defined by the individual according to his quality. The real grace of the God is this. What is that? First of all, Vishayad Vimukham Chittam. No, there cannot be any attraction toward the worldly things and beings. Vishayad Vimukham Chittam. Worldly things and beings no more attract the mind. See? And if we observe all the disturbances that we suffer and go through is only because of too much influence of worldly things and beings. Take one example to understand this point. When you have to catch a flight, 7 o'clock flight in the morning, like we were coming from somewhere, I think Hobart, earlier, not Hobart, from New Zealand, morning 6 o'clock flight. So, international flight, so you have to reach 3 hours earlier. The driving time 1 hour. So you have to start early, then finish bath. Okay, we'll finish quickly today, okay? Tomorrow we have to leave early. You finish everything. Go to sleep so that you can wake up early. Whole night, after every 2 minutes. One thought that you have to catch the early morning flight is enough to upset our whole night, is it not? How many things are important for us in our heart? Millions. And they will, Swamiji, I don't know why I remain so disturbed. Kachra nikalo. Remove that dirt. See, friends. And how the things have entered our bosom? By our own foolishness. I give importance to something and that thing disturbs me. See, you must have seen, one day this happened in Bombay. There was one Swamiji, his lectures were first 7 days. After that my lecture started. Earlier 7 days Swamiji, he is extremely angry type and extremely shouting type. Anybody comes 1 second late, he will blast open. If somebody gets up in between, he will shout at him. So all the people come and sitting there in a fearful atmosphere. Nobody can look this way. Somebody's phone rings, his bell is rung. Like that, After that was over, then my lecture started, an introduction. Now our Swamiji has come, don't be tense, relax. This is the introduction. And then he said that whether you come any time doesn't matter. You get up and go any time doesn't matter, because Swamiji knows very well that nobody listens. Why should we get disturbed because of anybody or anything? Wisdom. Those who get disturbed because of anything or anybody, they are the fools of the highest order. If I get disturbed because of you, I am telling you so much but you don't listen. Let them not listen. Your time pass is happening perfectly well. And when you do anything for time pass, you can never be serious. See? Therefore, here the teacher says, Vishayad Vimukham Chittam. The mind is no more influenced by. Vimukham means what? It's not that I will not look at the girls. I will not touch them. I will look only down. See, like the sheep. Have you seen a sheep looking up? Like a camel all the time looking up. It doesn't look down. See? And I will not laugh. Why? Spirituality. Many people have this funny notion. Spirituality means consume a handful of caterpillar, and what will be their experience? That expression is called a spirituality. Like a person with a constipated stomach can be seen on the face. So those who have got the spiritual constipation, they are serious. See? Therefore, here Vishaya Vimukam Chittan means presence or absence of things and beings do not influence our equipoise. That is the meaning of withdrawal from the world. See? Let the things be there or not there. How does it matter? But how to practice this, Swamiji? You tell is okay, but how to practice it? You know the technique, but you are not applying it. How do we know the technique? As you are listening to me, the same way you listen to the world. How we are listening to you? You are not listening. Oh! If you want to tell the truth, nobody wants to listen. If you want to tell the untruth, everybody wants to listen. See, friends. Therefore, this is the first step. What is the God's grace for the seeker of the truth? Vishayar Vimukam Chittam. The mind is no more disturbed by the presence or absence of things. This is God's grace. Now, if you look within, whenever you are disturbed, you are always disturbed because of something or somebody. Things we possess, bodies we relate. Two things. Possession and relational existence is the burden on our mind. With this burden, when we live, we suffer and the world enjoys. Vishayar Vimukam Chittam. And then second thing is Vichara Paramam Babho. Vichara Paramam. Now that mind which is withdrawn from the world, now that mind is available for contemplation. Contemplation is worrying about God. It's easier to understand. The worry we know. See? Let us worry about God. Poor God, how He has created this world. When He created this world, there was no Prakriti. There were no 5 great elements. There was no, He is without body. So with what He must have created? What is the material cause of this world? If He is one without a second, other than Him there is nothing. Then out of what He created the world? And who gave Him the design? Worry about Him. See? The inquiry sets in the following areas. One, about our identity. As to who am I? Last night, his daughter shouted, "Who is that?" in the sleep. So he should have shouted, "Who am I?" If it was a "who am I" shouting, then she was dreaming a spiritual dream. So when she shouted, "Who is that?" she must have seen something different, And the other one, small one, she at about 4 o'clock or so, she cried very loudly. When I got up and I thank God, sleep. See? So when I heard and I saw, then I came to my bed and I again laid down. Then I started. Who was that who was shouting? Was this girl that was shouting? He's sleeping, she's not shouting. Then who is that shouting? See? Every experience of our life can trigger inquiry into the self. Every experience. Pratibodha viditam matam. Amrutatvam hi vindate. Atmana vindate viryam. Vidyaya vindate amrutam. In Kenopanishad it is said, pratibodha, every experience reveals the truth. So, vichara paramam bhavo etavad durlabham loke paranugraham antara vichara pravanam chittam janmukhyam mokshakaranam. And etavad durlabham loke para anugraham antara. Without the grace of the God, we never become contemplative and self-oriented. Ishvaranugrahadeva pumsamadvaitavasana. Whenever the divine grace showers on us in full bloom, we become extremely self-oriented. And when we are struggling, we become selfish. So when we selfish, we smell, is it not? So is our life self-oriented or selfish? Ishvaranugrahateva. And how the grace of the Lord comes, we have seen here only. When we do the upasana, the very beginning of this book I told you in the last session, if you remember, that Parshuramji had destroyed the Kshatriyas 21 times. And 22nd time Bhagwan Ramachandra he has to face. Then he was defeated. When he was defeated, he became frustrated. And when he went to the forest, Malaygiri Parvata, and there he came across a great saint, Samvarta Rishi, and in his very presence he experienced bliss. Then he asked, what is this? Then he was told, this is the Brahmananda that you are experiencing. It is beyond cause and effect. Can you tell me about it? And Guru Maharaj tells. And the disturbed disciple, Parshuram, tells, you are not explaining properly. Please tell me again. Then the Guru says, you are very intelligent. You go to the intelligent Guru. And he is sent to Bhagwan Dattatreya. Then Dattatreya says, yes, you are very right. You are very intelligent. You know, first of all, you have to do the upasana and gives one stone. This is Tripura Devi. Now do the upasana. What is the upasana? Keep her on a very soft and very nice and fresh asan. Then you should sit on the floor. Okay. Then give her nice food in Naivedya. You should observe fast. Let her sit in one place. You keep on going round and round and round. When it is cold, put nice warm clothing, but you should take cold water bath. Upasana. And he does it for a day or two, 12 years. And after that, one day this thought comes in his mind, Jigyasa. Hey, what is this I am doing? I am only telling this is goddess, and goddess is sitting comfortably and I am unnecessarily worried. Who is this goddess? And he comes back to Bhagwan Dattatreya. Oh Lord, what is this? Who is this goddess you ask me? And I am unnecessarily going round and round and round and round. I think I have wasted my life. Then the teacher Dattatreya tells him, look here, because of this upasana, jigyasa, inquiry is kindled in your heart. The real fulfillment of any upasana is the kindling of inquiry about the truth. How long are we going to remain in KG1 throughout life? I like KG1, you know. Why? Miss is very sweet. She was, now she is old. We have to grow, friends, we have to grow. See, whole life we cannot continue to be in KG1, KG2. And when we become thus contemplative, then alone the truth is revealed. Avichara kruto bandaha vicharena nivartade. It is said here only, all the problems are born because of wrong thinking. So, etavad durlabham loke paranugraham antara vichara pravanam chittam. So when our mind is becoming self-oriented, understand divine grace is showering in full bloom. Now nothing in this world can attract our mind. See? In Mundakopanishad, one mantra comes. Pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmanaha nirvedamayat na asti akritaha krutena tad vijnanartham gurumeva vigachet samit panihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. If we analyze our own past experiences of life, then we come to know what we have done till date. Only one thing. We have fulfilled our desires. How many? 1 million. But have we discovered fulfillment in life? And yet we are following the same routine path. Can't we change? The equation that we are working on is wrong. See, friends, fulfillment of desires is not equal to fulfillment in life. And all that we have been doing is only this. I want this thing, I want this. Ram. There is no end to it. See? It is something like, when you buy a particular model of a mobile phone, then a new model comes in the market. See? Same like when you get engaged and get married to a girl, then a better girl comes in your life. Why are you, Isn't it? One desire you fulfill, another comes in life. So once we understand this technique, then alone we can be self-oriented. See, friends. But it is very difficult because we are not wanting. So, vichara pravanam chittam yan mukhyam moksha karanam. Now see, the definition of moksha, the definition of freedom, liberation, nirvana, realization, vision of God, these are various words. Liberation or freedom from I, not freedom for I. See? Our understanding is, earlier I was a bhogi, now I is a yogi. Earlier I was waking up at 10 o'clock. Since I came on this line, these are the words you said. Since I came on this line, now I wake up at 9:30. Half an hour improvement. Earlier, I used to eat every day non-vegetarian. Now, alternate days. We are trying to improve the eye. Friends, you cannot improve this eye. Can you improve the mirage waters? Mirage waters cannot be improved. See? Mirage waters in Australia are very pure. In India, they are very contaminated. You cannot improve this eye, Maharaj. You have to drop it. That's it. See? But our whole life is trying to get freedom for I. This is what happens when we start inquiry, contemplation. Who is miserable? Therefore, vichara pravanam chittam yan mukhyam moksha karanam. The real way to get out of this is this. Vichara pravanam chittam. Now the mind is initiated into inquiry. There are two types of thoughts. One type of thoughts are those thoughts which entangle us in our own thinking. See? Like, somebody was asking me, Swamiji, when somebody does all the things and when the success doesn't come, what could be the reason? So I said, if you go to an astrologer and ask a question, suppose somebody is born at night 2:38, and if that person is a man, and if he is born in the South Pole and other person is born in the North Pole, what will happen to him? That person will tell, we do not deal with the imaginary people. We talk about the real ones. See, friends, this is called as worrying. These are vikar. These are abnormal thought processes. And then we get entangled in that. Vichara is also a thought. And vikara is also a thought. It is something like, when the other day one boy I saw, and when he was in class 10, he was looking as if he's 40 years of age. So huge. In this chair he never fits. He requires a sofa set. Huge. And he never understood that he's fat. Because right from childhood, only eating and no control. And when he went to college, then he was started being teased by the people, the students. Then he started, why people call me fat? They should call you thin or what? You are more than 2 rhinos. Therefore, friends, we have to start vikara. So, such a fat body, is it a healthy body? No. Healthy body is also fat, but there are muscles, not fat. So, we are entangled in the worries, and that is the samsara. To come out of it, have the vichara about our essential nature. Rama yavanna jayet vichara paramam manaha na tava shreyasa yogaha upayanam shataihi kvachita. Hey Parshuram, Bhagavan Dattatreya is telling, yavanna jayate vichara paramam manaha. Till such time the mind is not oriented towards the inquiry into the self. Till then, na tavan shreyasam yoga. Till then, there is zero possibility of freedom from our own mess. See, friends, no possibility. Upayanam shataihi kvachit. You may do anything in this world. All these things put together by Bhagavan Shankaracharya in 2 lines. Kurute Ganga Sagara Gamanam Vrata Paripalanam Athavadanam Jnana Vihina Sarvamatena Bhajatina Muktim Janmashatena. We may do a lot of charity work and give a lot of donation and get our name printed. This stone was fixed by another stone. Let us not cheat ourselves. In this world we deceive ourselves the most. We never deceive anybody else in this world. When we tell somebody something wrong, that person has received it as it is right. So he is not deceived. We are deceived. Because we know this is wrong and yet we say. So we are really deceiving ourselves. Therefore, Atha bhujassa kasvanshid dine rahasivayaya sangataha priyaya tyantam vichara paramanasaha. And therefore, when his mind became, this Hemachuda's mind became self-oriented and contemplative, then after a few months, one day he thought, let me go to my wife and ask her. And ayantam swaniketam tam durat kantam dadarshasa utthayatam samaniya shvasane viniveshacha pada prakshalanadyaistam pujayitva yatha vidhi provachamruta nishandan danta sundaram paramam vachaha preshta tvamadya pashyami hiraya nanute vapuhu nirujam kvachid asidvai yato rogaspadam vapuhu. So when he went to his own place, his wife was observing him. He is coming. So she got up and received him with Purna Kumbha. See, Pada Prakshadanam. You all must be experiencing when you come from work, your wife receives you and washes your feet with warm clothes, water, and with a soft Turkish towel, slowly, slowly. Isn't it? Swami, why are you teasing us? We do the other way around. See, so then Samaniya Shvasane, then she made him sit in the proper way, and Yatha Vidhi Pujayitva, receiving him with all respect and reverence. Then she asked, "My dear, I am seeing you after a very long time. Everything is okay, your health is fine, because the body is the abode of all the diseases. Tam mama chaksa vruttantam yato naham srutatvaya nanu mama samalokya chaprabhashya kadachite." Now, I have not heard anything from you for so many days. You didn't remember me. I know you could not even pass one moment without me. How come you lived so many months together without me? And I know further, Swapne vapi kutonyatra kuta evam abhudvada katham ratris tvayanita chaikapi yuga sammita. For you, you have always said, "Darling, without you every moment is like a millennium." And even in the dream, you are not able to live without me in the dream. How come you lived for so many months without me? Vina mam cha kshanopeko yugakalpa suduk sahaha ityukta asamashlishya khinne vabhut kshanam tataha. And after that, she hugged and kissed her husband with great love and started pretending she is very angry. When this kind of thing was done to him, now see, sopi priya samalishta nadvishat kruti mayayo praha priyena mameva vimohaitum arhasi. When this happened, even then, now this Hemachuda was absolutely undisturbed. See? When one is self-oriented, none of the worldly temptations can ever touch you. See, friends, I was listening somewhere one satsanga, there it came, that Mahatma Ji was telling, one may have dispassion for the gold. How much gold? That much gold. If you have, let us take a 6 feet thick road, 6 lanes between earth and moon, made out of pure gold. For that much quantity of gold, we may have dispassion. But to have dispassion for the man towards the woman and for the woman towards the man is most difficult. See? That is the test of our real dispassion. See? So this test he was put to by his own wife, because she was a guru. See? A guru is always examining the disciple, because he is concerned about his welfare. So when the guru put it down. So he said, "Praha priye na mam ivam vimohayatum arhase." Hey, look here, darling, you are not going to delude me anymore. I have come to inquire from you. I have not to come to love you. Please. Na vimohayatum arhasi. Jnata mayasi sudrudam nasti te shoka karanam paravarajnyatvam dhira muhastvam vai katham sprushed. I know you are the one who has transcended the cause and effect understanding, and you know that the truth is both the cause and the effect, and therefore you can never be miserable in my absence, and therefore you are dhir, you are the wise one, and therefore a wise person can never be deluded by anything. Tatvam prashtum samayato yadvat vakshami samsrunu yad prag samvrutam kathitam tasputam me samiraya. So now this time I have come to you to inquire something. So please explain me what you told me the story earlier. In that story, what was told, I'll tell you the story in short. I will tell you a story, she said. My mother is extremely sweet and divine. And she gave me one friend to play with. And my friend, she came in contact with a bad woman. And this bad woman was so capable of creating illusions that my friend, she got too much involved and influenced by that bad woman. But my friend will never leave me. And then that bad woman had a son called as Moha. And this Moha started indulging with me and then produced a child. And the child's name is the mind. Their names are different. I am telling you straight away. And then the mind became educated by the Moha, the father, and Avidya, the ignorance, the mother. And the child was so educated that he was able to go millions of miles in a fraction of a second and create new varieties of imaginations. And then he further got so much involved, he came in contact with some bad woman called as Kalpana, and then he produced children out of her. And those children were two. One was Kama, the other was Krodha. And in this manner, these all family of my friend, they started influencing me. And then I also got involved in that. And when I suffered for millions of lives, going from one life to another, one day by the grace of my mother, I withdrew from all this. And then my friend who was meant for me, she also discarded the whole family, and we merged in my mother's palace. And when we went there, we were at peace. This was the story. So he says, Tatvam prashtum samayato yattad vakshami samsrunu yat praka svavrutam kathitam tat sputam me samiraya. So earlier this story that you have told me, kindly tell me what is that. Kasati janani prokta sakhi va tat pita patishchakaha tat putradya apichate mama va kekva samvada na tanmaya suvitam yad tanme smruto mrushoditam kintu tvaya nigaditam vyapadeshena sarvada. Whatever you told me that you had your mother and who was your mom and who was your friend and what all that, please tell me. I don't understand anything and I don't accept that you have told me something wrong. You must have told me in a language which is a contemplative language. Friends, be very attentive. When we discover something, it becomes our permanent gain. When we are told something, it is likely to be lost. See, one day I gave something to one child. Now that child is a mother of two children. And she has kept it now also, although she is a mother of two children, in her puja room. And when I went, I said, hey, what is that? I am seeing something different. You are a Vaishnava, how come Shivalinga has come here? Swamiji, this is the one which you gave me. I said, when did I give you? I don't remember. You may not remember, but I still remember. Tell me what happened. He said, you came on my birthday and then you have wrapped it. And then when everybody went, I said, Swami, you please wait. And I was opening all other gifts, and then I was opening yours. And you were just watching. You were watching. And then when I opened and found such a beautiful Shiva Linga with the, the base and everything, I was so thrilled. I could never imagine that you will give me this. So, that gift, when she opened, she discovered there was a covering, wrapping. If I had told her, hey, this is for you. Okay, Swami, thank you. Forget. In the same manner, truth we have to discover. Scriptures tell us Tattvamasi. You are that. Understood? Yes. What? You are that, not me. Discovery gives you a different quality of experience, and the experience given by the words of someone is a different quality experience. See? From simple examples I will tell you. I work with this apple. Now when I am working with the apple, many things you discover by mistake. Like, how to empty the, the trash. So normally in your windows, you go there and then, the useless bin and click it and then, right click and then empty it like that. So when once I went and I, took the cursor there, and the phone rang. So I was looking there and my finger was there on the click. And then option came, open or empty. So I said, hey, this is new thing. I never knew that you can empty in this manner. So I emptied. And then another friend of mine in USA who has been working in the Apple computers. So when I was working on his computer, I said, empty this thing. Okay, Swamiji. Then he went, I said, don't do that, do the simple way. So, I didn't know that. How did you know? I said, I discovered. Anything you discover, you never forget. Because discovery is not the knowledge gained through mind. See, friends, when you learn swimming, do you learn swimming by mind? And therefore, once you learn, you never forget. See, friends, that is why it is called a self-discovery. And this we have to discover. So, kasate janani prokta sakhi va tat patishakaha. Kindly tell me all those various fellows who came. And I know you must have told me indirectly in a language wherein I have to put efforts. So please tell. Tad vivicha parakathaya yatha snyase tvaham sputam aham tva suprasannosmi chindi me vrdi samshayam. Now can you imagine this kind of talk between husband and wife? You always do like that. You never wash the dishes. Every time, but I am cooking every day. So what? What is cooking? You take out from the fridge and put it to the microwave. Now that quality of husband-wife dialogue and this dialogue. See, friends. Therefore, unless we become self-oriented, samsara will continue. Don't bother too much about the world. This world has always been like this. And for you, the parents, the world is your Dumbo children. Leave them. They will go their own way. You go your own way. See? This is the way. There is no other way. So, eva muktva hemalekha prasanna vadane kshana matva sudnirmalam dhiyam para anugraha sayyatam. When this was said to Hemalekha by her husband Hemashuda, she was so happy because Su Nirmalam Dhyam Matva. She recognized, hey, here is my hubby, now really a genius one. Not the one complaining, He did not give me tea in the morning, give one. Tea in the morning. See, this is the beauty, friends. How long are we going to complain about this world? This world has always been like this. There is nothing new in this world. See? So, Matva su nirmalam dhiyam para anugraha sanyutam. And she knew now the divine grace is fully showering on my husband, and therefore now his questions are of this quality. See, when a person asks a question, and if you are able to pinpoint the standpoint from which he or she is asking the question, you can satisfy that person who has asked you a question. If we are not able to recognize the standpoint where from he or she is asking, you may go on talking, it will never come out. So here the teacher has recognized, yes, by the God's grace, para anugraha sanyutam su nirmalam dhyam. Now his buddhi has become extremely pure. Nu namesho ati vimukho vishayebhyo ati dhairyataha vishnu shaktya maheshanya phalitaha punya sanchayaha. So she has started that now definitely with all courage, confidence, he is now totally withdrawn from the worldly involvement, and it is by the divine power, you call it as Lakshmi or Shakti, whatever. Now he is all the earlier spiritual practice has become fructifying. See? Dharmate birati jogate jnana jnana moksha prada veda vakhana. In Ramcharitmanas it comes. If we are leading a spiritual life, it must lead to dispassion. We have this notion that we are leading a very nice life, I go to office, I am very sincere, this thing, that thing, I don't hurt anybody, I am very sincere, but I am miserable. You cannot be if you are leading a spiritual life. A person who is walking a spiritual path loses the freedom to be miserable. You cannot. See? Therefore, here, phalitaha punya sanchayaha. So how do we know that we have lived our life in the most righteous way? If we have complete dispassion in our life. Nobody, nothing, and ever disturb us. Keep this as a thumb rule in your life. I told you right in the beginning. He who becomes miserable because of anybody or anything is the fool of the highest order. So by this rule, don't go on evaluating people. Fool ja raha hai. The moment you become miserable, oh God, I don't know where I am caught up. Don't start evaluating, labeling the world. Chalo bhul ja rahe. No. So, kala prabodhane chayam bodhayami tatastviyam nathateho mahabhagyam praptamishat krupavashat. So, she tells now to herself, now I think kalaha prabodhane, for him the right time has come. Now he is ready to take off. When the aeroplane takes off, when it becomes airworthy. And how the aeroplane becomes airworthy? When that huge township, it is actually a township, is it? Everything is inside. When the huge township is running at a tremendous speed, see, hardly runs not even 1 kilometer. But the speed is 300, 400 miles per hour. When any object runs with a tremendous speed, it loses its weight. When it loses its weight, then it becomes airworthy. In the same manner, we sit for meditation. Heavy weight, husband, wife, brother, mother, father, children, property, society, government, and then we sit for meditation. Meditation worthy, burial worthy. See? So how do we become light? Are you going to run? Meditation. No. Drop the load. And what is the load? Load is the huge garland of Mr. Somebodies. Therefore, in our meditation classes, we told you every time, when you sit, insist to yourself that now I am nobody. You drop your total past and try to live longer period as nobody. In Sydney the other day, one boy, he is working in some defense in this country. He asked me, Swamiji, I have been listening to you and I am getting confused. I said, very good. My confusion is, we are told we should not have ego and etc. But in our working place, we have to prove that I am superior and better than him. Then only I can get my job, or else I am chucked off. What should I do? I said, if you are participating in a race, 100-meter race, there what should be your approach? No, I don't like others to get defeated, therefore I don't run. Then don't participate. Be only a spectator. If you are participating, follow the rules. You have to win. That means then if I do the same technique by which other people are pushing me down, yes, you should do better technique than them. When you are in Rome, live like Romans. When you are in America, wash dishes. These are certain rules. See? Therefore, he says, Swamiji, now my problem is gone. Now I will show everyone. I say, very good. So we have to follow the rules of the game. So, Kalaha pramodhane chayam bodhayami tataha tu imam. Now, right time has come for this student who can be now properly educated. Now I shall tell him, Natateho mahabhagyam praptam ishat krupavashat. Hey Nath, oh my dear husband, God's grace has been on you in full bloom, and therefore anyatha naiva vishaya vairasyam pashyati kvachita. Without the God's grace, vishaya vairasya, no more interest in the worldly things, and etad lakshanam ishasya anugrahe dneyam aditaha. This is the first symptom that God's grace is showering on us, is this vishaya vairasyam. Worldly things and worldly people no more influence our mind. Please understand, vairasya, vairagya, raga, attachment, dvesha, hatred. Vairagya is beyond the two. It is not the absence of raga. I don't have attachment, then I hate that. Hatred should not be also there. So when you go beyond this duality, raga, dvesha, sukha, dukkha, then only we attain the absolute. Therefore, etad lakshanam ishasya anugrahe dneyam aditaha. This is the first symptom that God's grace has come, that the worldly objects no more attract our mind. I'll give one example. Recently this happened. Last 1 month or two, I was having tremendous scratching on my body. everywhere. So I purchased one, bought one back scratcher, plastic, it is in my bag. At night suddenly I get so much of scratching, and ekameva dvitiya, to whom will I ask? And here I am afraid with the walls. You push the wall, wall goes inside. Here the walls are only terrible. Wall, what is that? Wally, like that, you know. So I have that scratching thing, and I used to scratch sometime. And then somewhere I went, somebody gave me some tablets, so I started taking those tablets. Otherwise the whole body will become red and swollen. And I don't know what is the reason it is happening. And when I was in your Auckland, and there every now and then I like mungfali very much. So that Amma is to keep freshly roasted. So coming here and then like that. And every day I used to get, what is the reason, what is the reason? And then when we went to next place, there was no mungfali to eat and no scratching. Click. Hey, it is this mungfali which is creating problem. The moment I came to know, because of this I suffer, will there be any advice required from anybody? Don't eat that. No, but what can I do? But whenever I see, I just can't control and I eat, and then take that and who can help you? In the same manner, when you come to discover this, then as a father I am miserable, as a mother I am miserable, as a husband I am miserable, as a brother I am miserable, then drop that. Take divorce? No, you will marry again. Then you understand that you have to simply play the role. So if you are before your wife, behave properly. Afterward, when she goes, relax. When the husband remains tense before the wife, she feels that he is a good husband. And if the husband laughs cheerfully and happily, he is very irresponsible. Everything I have to do. This I learned from one couple. When I went to their house, she told me, Swami, you have spoiled my husband. I said, this is not the first case. Any. And what was her problem? Problem was, she told me, he has learned one mantra from your lectures. What is the mantra? Kya farak padta hai? How does it matter? What happened? See, we had to go for the marriage on a Sunday evening. I told him, today is Sunday, you will go here and there for playing your tennis, and we have to go in the evening 6 o'clock for marriage. Please come early, get ready. And as usual, he didn't come. And he came at 6 o'clock. And with the, chaddi and that tennis bat and t-shirt. And I was ready there from 4 o'clock. Can you imagine what is sadhana? And he came, and when I told him we had to go, why are you late and all, he said, come on, sit down, we are not late, you can go. Will you come like this for the marriage? He said, your mantra, kya farak padta hai? And I got so wild, can you go to marriage like this? Nowadays, nothing disturbs him, and that disturbs me the most. So if you want to be a good husband, remain tense before the wife. It's very good, It doesn't look here and there. Narayana. So, bhogavairasyam param vichara pravanam manaha hantate sampravakshami vrittim proktam sadatmanaha. So, bhogavairasyam aparam vichara pravanam manaha. In addition to not getting influenced by the presence or absence of the things and beings, and the second is, one is no more looking at the world as a place of enjoyment and indulgence. See, this world is not meant for indulgence and enjoyment. And then, vichara pravanam manaha, and the mind has become now self-oriented and contemplative. Therefore, hantate sampravakshami vrittim proktam sadatmanaha. Therefore, now I shall tell you about the reality, about the truth, what I told you in that story. And now she summarizes the story in few words. पराचितिर्मे जननी सखी बुद्धिर्मता मम अविद्या त्वसति सोक्ता यया बुद्धि सुसंगता. So the parachiti, the pure consciousness, the Chetan Satta is my mother, and buddhi, intellect, is my friend, and avidya, the incomplete knowledge, is the bad word, the bad friend. And this buddhi, intellect, is influenced by the incomplete knowledge, and because of that, this avidya is able to create very imaginary things like the snake on the rope, etc. And their son is the moha, the delusion, and they produce a child called as the mind, and he has a wife called as the kalpana, the imagination, and then they created the 5 houses called as the sense organs and organs of action, and in that the father was going now and then, and in this manner it is the complete description of one's own inner psyche, what is going on. The pure consciousness fallen down to the limitations of the upadhi is called as the jiva. Like man fallen down to the conditioning of the wife is called as husband. Now is husband someone other than the man? Can you find out which part of you is husband? Definitely not this part. Because if this part is used, nobody will become husband. Yesterday somebody came and did namaskar to me like this. So I said, why you did namaskar like this? No, Swami, it was just like that. I know your idea. Why? You think my brain has come here or what? I am not a Sardarji. In this manner, the 2 sons are the anger and the desire, and the place where they were staying was the body, and the Maha Mantra given was the becoming aware of one's own essential nature. The friend was the prana, who was the great friend of the mind, and he was the one who was taking the jiva from one life to another life. And then one day there was a great satsanga, and in that satsanga my intellect was totally withdrawn from the world and merged in the pure self, and the house of my mother is called as abidance in the absolute reality. This is how the story was. With this we completed the 8th chapter, and the details about it I have already told you. Therefore here I went hurriedly, and the remaining little part of this and the 9th chapter we will start tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day or not? Okay. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.